fasciitis. Does it scare you? It should. Approximately 1 million patients get seen for this condition a year, 83% of which are within the working population. This costs society over $300 million annually. So what is the plantar fascia? And how does it itis? The plantar fascia is a sheet of connective tissue on the bottom of the foot. It absorbs shock and helps the body save energy through the windlass mechanism. The structure is loaded in gait and allows the foot and ankle to transition from mobility to stability. Resection of this tissue decreases the foot ability to resupinate proportional to the surgery. The plantar fascia becomes inflamed through progressive irritation of its origin. People who are runners or overweight are more implicated for this condition, but it can be caused by any number of foot-related activities. It is typically the worst after waking up, but prolonged sitting or standing can cause this issue to flare up as well. Trying to ignore this pain shifts the load to other joints in the body, leading to knee, hip, and back problems.
Oh, your buddy!
Patients coming into the clinic will likely describe a progressive pain in the heel area. Their pain will likely start bad, get better after a warm-up, but progressively go back to bad as the day progresses. Palpating or placing tension on the tissue will be painful. Most patients fully recover from this condition, with only 5 to 10% of them needing surgery. Average recovery time for this condition is between 6 and 12 weeks with adequate care.
But what kind of impairments do you see with plantar fasciitis?
So plantar fasciitis is going to give us a very clear signal of if it's happening or not, and that signal is if you wake up in the morning and the first couple steps you take are extremely painful on that arch of your foot that is the affected side. So with that, we're going to see an abnormal gait. You're kind of favoring the normal side, and then you're also going to have limited range of motion in that foot. So because of that, you're going to struggle to go up and down stairs and just kind of see a lot of the impairments in the mobility aspects of your life.
Ooh, that sounds rough. How do we treat it?
You know, that's a great question. I can't really... Do you have any exercise ideas for me?
I have a few ideas. So we could do a gastroc or a soleus stretch, which is going to be a calf stretch.
Yeah.
So I think how I would have you do it would be with this chair here.
Okay.
So kind of putting your hands here.
All right.
And then you're going to have 1 foot forward and 1 foot back.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then take that knee and kind of drive it towards this chair. You feeling anything in your calf there?
Yeah, I do feel a stretch.
Perfect.
Cool. But wait a second.
Huh?
What if my patient's like early on in the rehab phase and they can't do that?
Oh, like if they're new?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we could have you do it in a chair. So go ahead and sit right here for me.
Gotcha.
Kind of kick those bad boys out.
Oh, and then I can just lean forward.
Perfect.
And I feel that stretch right there.
That's great. Wait, but what if our patient's super advanced?
Oh, here we go. I have an idea.
Okay.
Let's get our patient up on something that's elevated. Like, let's put a block on the ground. And we have both their feet up on the block and they lean forward towards a wall. Then you get a bit of a deeper stretch, you know?
Okay.
Cool.
All right, awesome. Let's come up with another stretch.
Okay.
I'm thinking the plantar fasciitis
Okay.
stretch.
What's that one?
So that one, it's a little feet forward.
Oh.
But you're going to pull your toes out there. You're going to grab those big toes and you're going to yank on them until you stretch that plantar fascia.
But wait a second. What if my patient's in the early stages of rehab?
Easy. Just grab the toe, not all the toes.
That's
Just
going
the
to make
big
it more
toe.
comfortable for them?
100%.
Beautiful.
But what if they're advanced?
Let's do a little hold, relax action, all right? Let's have you hold your toes like you did the first time.
Okay.
And then after about 20 seconds, take a deep breath and then pull a little bit further into that stretch.
Ooh, yeah, that does feel like more of a stretch.
Awesome.
Okay. Very cool. All right.
I think we need maybe just one more exercise.
I'm thinking strength.
Okay.
Maybe
all right.
a calf raise. So we'll have standing right here, just up onto the tippy toes and back down. Of course, they can hold on to something.
Yeah.
It's not about balance.
No, I like that one. But wait a second. What if they're in the early stages of rehab?
I knew you were going to ask that.
You know.
If they're in the early stages, we could do it seated, so they could be here. You could add a weight if you wanted to make it medium advanced.
Yeah.
But what if they're super advanced, Abby?
Oh, let's bring that step back again. Let's have them with their toes on a step. Maybe we add a couple weights to the hand, and then when they go down and lower their heels to the ground, they're going lower into a deeper stretch of that calf and requiring more muscle fibers to go up.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like we're ready to see our patient.
Let's do it. Hey, what's the science behind stretching your calves for a plantar fasciitis?
Oh, why does it help?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about the calf muscle that attaches down and underneath onto the plantar fascia. Kind of like right here, where your heel is.
Okay.
So by stretching the calf, we're also kind of stretching out that plantar fascia.
Oh, make some more space.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So then why do you think we were pulling on our big toe?
You know, I think kind of the same reason, but on the opposite end. That plantar fasciitis is fascia. That plantar fascia is attached to your big toe and to all your other toes. So when you pull them back, pulls on that entire little band there.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Okay, so why are we strengthening our calves then?
There's a ton of evidence talking about load in the plantar fascia. Because you have to stand all day, you need to be able to hold a lot of weight. So we're going to kind of overload that muscle while we're training it, so hopefully in the future it's not an issue.
Awesome.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does.
Physical therapy.
Alright, so for our analysis of plantar fasciitis to determine if our interventions are working, we're going to do a combination of two things: patient-reported outcome measures and then physical performance measures, or just special tests that are going to determine if the intervention is successful. So we're going to start with patient-reported outcome measures, or the PROM. Hey, the PROM. Oh, no date, just like last time. Anyways, so the first patient-reported outcome measure we're going to want to use is the Foot Function Index. It has 3 categories, only 23 questions, and it has been determined to be very reliable and valid. It is going to ask you questions based on your pain, your disability, and your activity limitations. That one is kind of the gold standard. We could also use the Foot Function questionnaire, health questionnaire. That one's great, however, it's going to ask you some general questions, which just aren't super necessary when we're talking about your foot. Now, moving on to special tests and physical performance measures. The first one we're going to want to do is the windlass test. What this is you're going to have a patient stand on a plinth or a table, and you're going to have the ball of their foot just over the edge. And what you're then going to do is passively extend the big toe, like the video is showing. If this causes pain, you have plantar fasciitis, and that is because this test is 100% specific and only 32% sensitive. So, if you have that, or if you have pain, that is a positive test. Some other measures we could do is take a baseline of our patient's strength in calf raises and their dorsiflexion range of motion. If we can improve those, our interventions are working. We can also do a single leg balance test. If we can work to about a minute with no pain, that would be a great indicator that our interventions are working. Last but not least, a simple walk test. Trying to get our patients to walk a quarter of a mile to half a mile with no pain would be a great goal. And those are just some of the ways that we could test if our plantar fasciitis interventions are working. Plantar fasciitis is a widespread condition that many people have already gotten or will get, but
With conservative interventions, nearly all patients see complete recovery.
Hey!